Andy Paulus, my wife Evelyn Paulus, and the newest addition to our family is our baby Boop. And we're on location here at the hospital.
There she
is. Hi, Eleanor. All right. Well, so we wanted to go over our whole story here. So I created a Google Photos album. In this picture, or in this album, and maybe I'll capture my screen and show it on top as an overlay. I've literally cataloged like the whole experience, because labor and delivery isn't just the experience at the hospital. Some people spend a lot of time at the hospital. Evie and I didn't want to, and so we wanted to spend the majority of labor at home, right, Evie?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at about 6 o'clock. Evie went to the restroom and she gushed, and Evie's like, "Oh, what was that?" And she woke me up. That was at like 6 o'clock, yeah. And then she's like, "I don't know if I broke my water." And it was at that point in my sleep, I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's going into labor." So then
I was still not sure.
At 7, I have here that you went poop, but it was a normal poo. 6:48. Evie apparently has been doing the D.
Did you get mustard on her?
No.
Or you got honey mustard on her?
No, I didn't. It's
that on the blanket too?
Whatever. I did not.
Look.
They have chicken tender.
You got honey mustard on her cheek.
I didn't. I did not.
I was just about to say diarrhea.
Say everything you just said again.
I don't want to talk about it.
Why not?
A chunk, a similar size came out yesterday. Actually, no, this one was bigger.
Ew, gross. Why are you talking about that? Mom's still being a mom, telling their kids what to do during contractions.
Go get your shoes on.
Like it's no big deal. This is another set of contractions. Mom is gonna have baby.
Yeah, and so we were in the comfort of our own home. You know, we didn't want to get a sitter. We didn't want to bother neighbors or grandma and grandpa to come and babysit while we were just
hanging
cooped
out
up,
at home.
hanging out. Well, no, I wanted in a hospital, on the bed, because they would.
When we could easily be hanging out at home.
Yeah. So anyway, Evie at 9 o'clock, about 9:45, 8:45, she needed to leave for the doctors because she had a regular, scheduled appointment with the OBGYN. We go to a group OBGYN, and it was just a regular checkup. And so, tell us about that instance, Evie. So you took a shower and then you got dressed and left.
Because we had so many contractions during the night, I thought something had to have happened and changed, and that I should be going into labor today. And he's like, "No, I don't think that's going to happen today." He's like, "Nothing really has changed." So I'm like, okay. I'm all mad.
Yeah.
My last contraction an hour ago.
Before then, it wasn't. It was about an hour separation, right?
Yeah, she heard you.
Oh yeah? Well, come out, baby.
You are going crazy right now?
Yeah.
I'm wearing black.
Fine. I saw a little bit of movement right here. Yeah, and there she is.
The doctor said she hasn't done enough to make a change. Push too hard.
Sorry.
So she comes back. She leaves, goes to Costco, meets her mom. Doesn't say anything to her mom. We get our groceries. We get ready. We both kind of know we're prepping. Got to get our foods, frozen things, and then she's like, "I'm hungry," and she goes to McDonald's. And so while in line at McDonald's, she has a big contraction, and then she eats her cheeseburger, and she's like, right, Evie? Isn't that how it goes?
I went home and laid down for a couple hours, maybe for like 2.5 hours. I was just in my room, laying down, having contractions. I watched a movie. Theodore had quiet time. And then the boys came home from school.
Hey, I'm going to send an email out to everyone letting them know of this email thread that we have, or this album thread,
because I'm
No, you haven't cleaned
meticulously
up the Legos.
documenting everything. Is that okay? You're not even paying attention to me. All you're thinking
you
about
write
is
anything?
this, huh?
My pancake mix?
That's all you care about, huh? In between each contraction, you're just like, I want pancakes.
We're eating pancakes for dinner again, right?
Sure. Let's do it. Here we go. Roll it in there. Don't choke. So I decided to put the mirror up after work in the bathroom. Everything but the mirror had been done, and this took me way too long. Like, I didn't measure it right, and so I had the proportions off. I mounted it like 3 inches too tall. But now everything's done. We're all good. The bathroom, the basement is all done. Bottle boil time. All these colored bottles.
They're all individually wrapped, so you need to,
Oh, that's gonna be annoying.
you know.
Midway 12-hour labor time frame. I think we're doing really well. We're keeping our cool. It's nice. The atmosphere here is great. I just finished the bathroom. It's completely done now, just in time for baby boop. And I think we're ready for the next 12 hours. Oh gosh! I think we're ready for the next 12 hours of laboring and going to the hospital later tonight. Oh man! So after I got out of my meetings, I ended up getting this call from Evie's mom. God bless her. Hi, Martha.
Get a picture of her face.
Oh, that's so cute. I'll do that. So anyway, I get this call from her mom, and she's like, "What's the meaning of this?" I'm like, "What are you talking about, Grandma? I just got off work." And she's like, "You didn't tell me that my baby's coming," you know. And she was upset that I didn't tell her, or I didn't text her that Evie's going through labor.
Get the stuff from under the couch.
You're back, huh?
Oh, that one hurt bad. Oh.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Huh?
Is there anything I can do to help?
Mm-mm.
Hey, bud. Welcome home. Where's your brother? Can't stop Evie. She won't stop cleaning, even during labor. Hey, Tono. Welcome home. So Tuesdays are my game nights. I go to Dungeons and Dragons at the local gaming place, and today was like that day was like a huge. It was a huge episode. So if you know anything like D&D, it's a campaign, so it's episodic. So every time you go, you play the same character and you follow the same rules. I know.
So in D&D.
So in D&D, there's this thing that you do. No, the story was getting climactic, and we were fighting the end boss. And of all the days I can miss, baby decides to come on the most important day.
Yeah, dinner's over. We're cleaning. No. We were getting ready to plate dinner, I think. Or maybe we were cleaning up, and you're like, so your mom's coming, right? I can go to D&D?
Yeah.
No.
It looks great, huh? Not quite. This is one of those pre-made dinners you can get. All you do is you literally just put it in there, and I ended up burning it. The bottom is burned. It's a great job setting the table for baby sister, huh, Doherty? Good boy, we're about to eat dinner. It's 6 o'clock.
You've been laboring for, 15 hours?
We're about 9 minutes. You're like, no big deal.
No.
Your contractions have moved now to about 9 minutes per contraction.
Really?
Yep. Do you want to explain to me how they feel?
That horrible back pain.
Very, very bad back pain.
Shoots. Yeah.
How do you manage it?
Breathing.
Can you show us what it looks like when you manage it? Just lots of deep breaths.
Yeah.
Do you think about anything?
What do I think about? Probably just think about how I want it to go away.
So tell me how, in general, you're feeling. Are you excited? Are you emotional? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you annoyed?
I'm excited. I'm a little annoyed. Because what if this goes on all day and like half the day tomorrow and I can't sleep tonight because it wakes me up every 10 minutes? What if we think we're ready to go and we call them and explain everything and they say, no, you don't need to come in yet? Because when I went through some of the contractions when the boys were making noise and they were trying to talk to me, I was just like,
Yeah.
but that's funny, this one's not hurting my back like at all. It's hurting down here in the front. See, that one's gone. I read that, well, I feel like all of the labor, all babies during labor, it was all back pain, right? But then when you Google back pain delivery, it's like scary. You know, something's wrong. And it's usually, baby is head down, but the baby's facing your tummy instead of your back.
Mm.
And then something else, some other complications, I don't know what, but I don't have that. Every time I deliver, my back hurts so bad.
Three, 2, 1. Oh! Don't touch the phone. 3, 2, 1.
What? Yeah!
So Evie's mom came finally. The boys came home from school. They got their homework done. They watched a couple of shows. And then mom was getting contractions, about every 15 minutes. And that was between about 5 to 7. She was getting 10 and 15 minutes. She was getting contractions.
These bones here, you have to press hard.
Oh, that feels good.
And do this. And then she was
No, that hurts,
having me doing this on her legs.
Ow. No, it's just my back.
Okay.
That's why we have a granny.
Now we have a
Tomorrow we're gonna have a baby girl.
Hopefully.
It'll happen.
Coming just on time.
I know, the
Well,
day
Lucy
of.
said she's waiting for her auntie to come. I was like, yeah, with those 2 tacos from Damones. And then Gabby's like, I want give me the enchiladas with the rice and the beans. Oh my
What do you want?
pancakes.
Do you want me to make you pancakes at 8:44 at night? Granny's here, 8:44. Evie's what? 18 hours into labor? I can count, I swear. How are you feeling, Evie? You tired? You good?
No, I want to go to sleep.
So it's more like sleepy tired. Are you exhausted?
So let's go to the hospital and we'll lie to them and say it's every 3 to 4 minutes. And then I'll ask for the epidural.
So that's the big question right now. 2 epidural or not 2 epidural?
I want it. And who was it? Who was it that said, try it? Because if you like it and it works, then you can have another one.
Great. That'll get you to have another baby. Sure. Sign me up. What do you think, Granny? You want another baby?
Wrong time to ask.
No.
Around 8, 9 o'clock ish, Evie's contractions moved from 10 minutes to 5 to 4. And so she got about 9 or 10 contractions, I'd say, between 7:30 and 9. And it wasn't until about, 7, no, it was about 9:05 that Evie got this monstrous contraction. It was like 3.5 minutes long. It was crazy. I'd never heard of a contraction that wild. And, she was bearing through it. She was amazing. I was there holding her hand. She was on the bed. She was rocking back and forth. And, once it stopped, she just looked at me and said, enough is enough. I want an epidural and I want this baby out. And so that was my cue. Let's go. It's like 9:20. We're headed to the hospital. Let's do this. That last contraction was like 3.5 minutes long. She's having it every 5 minutes. I'd gotten everything ready already, and I'd put everything in the car, and we were off. And so we headed out. It took about 25 to 30 minutes to get to where we wanted to go. The hospital, it isn't super close. We're kind of out in the boonies. And we made it. And I had to run a couple of lights. I had to go about 10:15 over. And we finally made it, got in. Labor and delivery, you have to call in. And so I grabbed the phone from her and I said, hey, my wife is probably in labor. She's probably broken her water. And, we want to come in and see if it's good to come. So they opened the doors and we went in, and Evie's like, I gotta go pee really bad. And, all the nurses came up and they're like, do you have to push? Are you bearing down? And they're like, no. I just have to go pee. And so she was heading towards the bathroom. Then they kind of grabbed her and walked her into the triage room. And then Evie went to the restroom. But it was a kind of funny moment.
You're all dressed up, love.
I'm gonna turn.
I know. There's our code.
No.
Okay, you're about 6 centimeters.
If strep B counts as that. No.
Hey, she's 6 centimeters long.
Oh, wow. So anyway, we get into the room, and Evie's, going through each contraction, and they ask her, and they're like, do you want an epidural? And we'd already told them yes, but it was kind of annoying because they kept on trying to convince her not to, but not actively, but they're like, are you sure? And then she's like, yeah. And then like, well, let's just get the anesthesiologist in here. The anesthesiologist came in, they prepped her, kind of gave Evie a pep talk, and because at that point she had another contraction. It was just so painful, and it was like 2.5 minutes long. And she's like, yes, let's do it. And so, for the next half hour, they're prepping. The guy's getting all his things ready. He comes in with this weird box, and it was like a transformer too. It had its own battery and stuff.
Okay.
Is he what?
Is he the DJ? He had like a cart. I thought it was gonna like.
He had this cart, and you
like,
thought it would have a turntable shop.
Right? Isn't that what it looked like?
That's what he looked like, and he had his weird little, his little nurse hat on and his glasses. It was funny. He did really well. He walked Evie through it. Gave her cues, gave her prep, and anyway, I was sitting on the other side where they were prepping her back, and I'm like, okay. And the nurse is like, Dad, why don't you come on over here? So I'm like, okay. So I came to Evie's front, and she was hugging a pillow, so I couldn't really help Evie. But
So tell me about what we just went through.
Ooh, my lips are so dry. It cut just right now.
Oh no.
Dang it.
So the moment we got in here,
Are you eating pudding?
maybe it's snack pack. I want a snack pack.
Andy, do you want any snacks? Can you get a snack pack?
Pretty much.
I can't lift up this arm.
You can't. You literally are like tethered
No, I
to this
like,
IV.
I can like barely lift the water. What was your question?
So what did we just go through? Tell me how you felt. Tell me what you felt.
The epidural was very interesting.
You kind of yelled out. That hurt.
Yeah, it kind of hurt.
What was it like?
It was was like a bee sting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I just had a bee sting, so I'm like, that's the only thing I can really think about. Felt like a bee sting. Actually, I don't remember anymore. I don't.
Are you feeling nauseous right now?
Nauseous?
Yeah.
No.
No. You're just tired, huh? You want to
Yeah.
sleep? It was about 10 o'clock that we put the epidural in, and then, it didn't start kicking in until about 11. It was actually pretty cool because the OBGYN came in, the doctor, and we never had that. He was there. He was in here. Whereas the other ones, we had to call her. She came from home.
Yeah.
So he came in, introduced himself, said, you're looking great. We're going to get this strep B taken care of. We're going to get the antibiotic taken care of. And then, if you want, you can just take a break. And what did you get to do, Evie?
I slept.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Well, I slept. They kept having to come in to do one thing or another to me.
All right. Well, the most intense part kind of is yet to come. But as far as like getting ready and into our room, we're all settled. And I'm going back out to the car to grab a few things that we left. So, quick update. We met with the doctor. I've never had the doctor be here. It's kind of interesting. He was already here, and he came in and introduced himself and then kind of talked about, expectations. And so it was good. We went over our medication, what she's taking, and he wants the antibiotics to go all the way through, the penicillin to completely go through her system, because we don't want that groupie strep to hit baby, because Evie has strep B. But other than that, Evie's going to take a little nap. It's going to be quiet time, and then her water will break, or the doctor will rupture her, and then the doctor's thinking that it's going to go like super quick from there. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to watch some Netflix, maybe go on YouTube, hang out, and then it's go time.
I was like, what is that? And I was like, okay, pillow. So I was like, okay, that's my left leg. It feels so weird.
Just chilling here on my garbage bed that costs like $5,000 a night. So comfortable. Man, I can't wait to do this more often. Oh wait, Evie's gonna have a baby too. So I guess that's kind of an afterthought.
She had a good nap, and at that point, I was trying to fight it. I had a couple of shows I wanted to watch, but I crashed at about 12:45. The next hour and a half didn't know much what happened, and Evie got woken up at about 11 or at 1:45, and she texted me, and she's like, they measured me, I'm at a 9, or like 9 or a 10.
No, I said 9.
You said 9. She was measuring it at 9, so she, in her sleep, she contracted and got to a 9. It's like, that's unreal. All right, well, so after that, they woke Evie up, and they're like, let's get you ready. You're ready to go. And at that time I was still asleep. It wasn't until like 2:30, 2:35 that I was woken up. I don't know if Evie fell back asleep between 1:45 and 2:30, but it was literally 2:30 that they woke me up, and they're like, yeah, your wife is about to go. Do you want to
Well, no,
be a
like
part of
5
this?
minutes before that, I was throwing everything I had around me to try and wake you up.
I had my headphones.
Because this is what you didn't say. She came in, told me I was at a 9, and she's like, I can feel baby. I can, let me go get the doctor, or let me go call him.
Oh, because she checked you, and she's like,
Yeah.
oh, baby's right there.
And then she came back about 10 minutes later, and that's when I was like throwing stuff at you because I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I think your wife's ready to go. Come look. And I stand up, and I go look, and, Evie's in the stirrups. I help her leg, and oh my gosh.
numb leg.
Her numb leg that she couldn't control.
I didn't even know you were holding it.
I was totally holding it, and like, yeah, it was trying to slip off that little stirrup. But her amniotic sac, it was out. It was coming out.
Don't really. Next. Next.
And the nurses were like, I've never seen this before. I've only read about it. And the doctor came over, and he got all the nurses together, and he's like,
That was pretty funny.
so the doctors were all marveling at what's going on. Evie's still hadn't ruptured, and you know, it was crazy. And so after she had felt that urge to push, the doc's like, you know, give me a second, while he's like putting his little thing on, and like he's getting his face mask and putting that thing on and getting his gloves in, and Evie's all like subconsciously starting to push. She can't really tell. So and then the doc got his gloves on, and then this nurse comes running from the back and said, hey, just a second, and gets like this weird visor on with goggles and glasses, and he's like, you might need this. And then at that point, Evie had given a push, and baby's head came out, and then that's when the water broke. Nothing exploded, but it all, you know, just seeped down, and then 2 more pushes and baby was out. And it was just, Evie had no pain. There was no like eye clenching and like gritting. It was just, you know, and baby was born. So it was an amazing experience.
Look how she's pinking up so well. She looks great. Oh my gosh. So I'm just going to dry it off a little bit. Oh, she looks fabulous. You hear that pump? Are you good with the pit? It's right here. Alright. So nice.
Oh. Let the world hear your voice, baby.
There must be more. There must be another way. There must be conscience. Different things in different ways. There must be love. There must be a reason. And a little bit of faith has got to come my way. I was just a little girl when my mama used to say,
Here she comes, Mama. Yeah, here they come. Here she comes, Mama.
Okay. Which one will feel better for you? Either one you've got that.
I'm just nervous, so.
Let's switch the mic so she can open her eyes and look at you. Oh, look at all this.
Look at her.
I like it. She just keeps
Like-
Did you hear that?
Heartbreaker. It's Mama. Do you feel Mama's warm? Yeah, yeah. Oh, there you are. Look at her eyes. She's trying to open her eyes so much.
What does she do? She just keeps going. Oh.
You always do it, Abby. She got it from you.
She settled right down coming
Yep.
over to you. Look at that.
There's Mama. Huh. Yep. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, you're fine.
Have you decided you're okay? Those perfectly formed ears. I love it. Oh, here it comes. Oh no. Yep. Mm-hmm. Stop it, Evie. You're making her cry. Stop it. Oh my gosh. Look at her. She's just chugging. You little chuggy baby. It's like a well-oiled machine. I'm gonna have to bid you guys adieu while I hold my daughter for the next hours and hours and hours. I won't ever let her go, ever. There's no one that can take this baby from me. With that being said, thanks so much for joining us, guys, on this long-awaited journey of baby Eleanor. If you like, subscribe if you want to see more. Usually with all games played. Any vlogs, signing out.
Come in.
for it, boys.
That baby was
There she is.
That baby was super cute.
Okay, she looks like a huge baby.
Isn't she big?
Like 3 months.
She's gigantic. Jordy, what do you think about your baby sister? Where's your glasses?
I'm going to beat you up.
No, don't beat me up. Not in front of baby sister. Tono, what do you think about baby sister? Nicholas, what about you?
Mama,
What do you think about baby girl?
Mama.
She's very red. Because that's how the baby borns are.
No, I think I scratched her with something.
Ow. Don't scratch my baby.
She's like a little girl.
It's our family. Everyone look here. Look here. Look. Hold her strong. Do not let her go. Hold your elbow out, Doherty. Put your elbow out like this. So her head rests. Hold it strong. Your baby brother, baby sister.
Photo.
You ready? He does have a hiccup too.
Baby has the hiccups.
Baby still has the hiccups.
She's relaxed.
She's hungry.
Comieron.